Okay, so this is the next essay that you're going to be writing, the cause and effect essay. Uh, we put up Beekman there because all science tends to be cause and effect. And so what you have to realize is that what we're doing is answering why, and that you have no cause or no effect without a cause. Sorry. Uh, and so this is what you're doing with this paper is connecting the cause and the effect, or showing how the effect is due to the cause, etc. So this allows us for an understanding of the world around us. Again, as I think I said with the comparison essay, yeah, this is an essay to learn to write while you're in school, but this is also a really good skill to develop. I mean, critical thinkers are good at making logical, factual connections between uh, a cause and an effect, or the effect and its cause. And so it allows you this understanding of the world. It gives you a sense of security. People are much happier when they know how something came about. And it allows us to address this need we have of dealing with forces in our environment. So there's a lot of reasons why the cause and effect came about. And again, uh, in almost all your courses, you could write a cause and effect essay. In history, you could write about how one effect was due to another, but due to this particular cause, such as the invention of the schooner, the big schooners that we saw come about in the 16, 1700s, I think, allowed for world exploration. I mean, that invention changed our human history entirely. In biology, how changing the environment for a certain species changes that species and causes them to evolve. All sorts of classes would take up cause and effect. All right. So, like all essays, though, you can entertain with it, you can inform with it,
Are you little?
uh, and you can persuade. Try to persuade a little better than Homer does, because Bart never seems to stay persuaded. But this is what you're looking at as far as the purpose of your cause and effect. So in college, again, history classes, the effects of important events. What did that have on, like the Civil War? What effect did that have on future American history? Uh, World War II. What effects on the entire world and what came after? Sociology, the effect of sociological phenomena. So one of the things, that sociologists are spending a lot of time on now is the effect of social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. How is that affecting societies as a whole? And then like I said, all science is just effects from certain experiments. You're trying to find out, even in cosmology, what happens in the universe when a star implodes. How do black holes come into being? That type of thing. In the workplace, and again, it's a practical use of the cause and effect. Uh, I had to deal with this when I was working for the internet company because I handled all of our online advertising. I would have to show what results occurred because of that. They call it ROI, return on investment. What type of money did we get people to spend due to what we spent? Right? And if you're bringing in less money than what you spent on the campaign, you kill the campaign. Uh, I would go with the IT guy, one of the software developers, and when we were going to make a change to the website, to the interface, and we would pay somebody to for an hour work with the new website, trying to buy things, try to research things, and we would track it. And so, did the changes that we were thinking about introducing permanently actually make the website easier to use? Did it make it more user friendly? In the community, you look at things like reducing business taxes. What effects will that have? And it's never a simple answer. You can get people to, excuse me, to answer both sides of that. The effect of reducing police forces, you would think that that would be simple. That, well, crime's going to go up if you take police off the street. However, in certain neighborhoods and with certain police forces where they're more corrupt, uh, the opposite was found, is that crime actually went down when you got rid of some of the police because they were either perpetuating the crime itself or provoking it by their actions. All right, now, what you have to watch out when you're writing this paper is you got to be careful of ignoring multiple causes. So let's say, just in general, if you're going to write a paper on the causes uh, of climate change, you can't just say that cars are the cause, right? You have to take in that there are multiple causes. Yeah, gas-powered vehicles definitely add to it. However, and this actually happens to be true, those little gas-powered leaf blowers that people who do landscaping for a living use, one of those running for half an hour adds more pollution to the environment than taking an F-150 truck across country. I know that seems counterintuitive, but it is. Cow farts are the biggest uh, contributor. It's why vegetarians and vegans are always telling people to go vegetarian or vegan, because if we weren't eating steaks, we'd have a much healthier environment. So you've got to watch that. You have to watch mistaken chronology for causation. This is known as a post hoc fallacy, which you should study in Comp 2. So with this, just because something happened prior to the effect doesn't mean it's the cause of the effect. So when George W. Bush was elected, we went into a recession, and there was an argument made that, well, we should have elected a Democrat, and we wouldn't have gotten into this recession. Well, he wasn't responsible for the recession. The dot-com bubble was responsible. And the same thing happened to Obama when we were in a horrible recession when he was elected. However, we had a mortgage crisis and a housing bubble burst. Nothing to do. Be careful of confusing causes with effects also. This is another issue that can come up. All right, now the patterns that you can look at, and you have to decide how your paper is going to run. Uh, you could have one single cause producing several effects. You could have several causes producing one effect, or you could have a set of events causing a causal chain. So you get something like a genius PhD in chemistry uh, has a falling out with his business partners. He quits the company. For some reason, he decides to teach high school chemistry. He has a handicapped child, a pregnant wife, and he finds out that he's going to die in 6 months of cancer. But there isn't any kind of money for him to leave for the family. And so what he ends up realizing is that, well, I can make crystal meth and I could sell that, and that will give me a nest egg to leave for my family. But then he realizes he's not selling it fast enough, so he gets in cahoots with a drug dealer who turns out to be crazy, so he ends up having to kill him. That gets him in cahoots with the cartel, and he's now working out of a basement of a corporate laundry, making drugs for the cartel, and he can't escape it, so he has to kill more people, and eventually he ends up dying, and not of the cancer. Uh, so that's a causal chain. All right, so the guidelines limit the topic to what you can cover in the space allowed. Have each topic sentence introduce a new cause or an effect. So each paragraph should deal with one. Don't put a lot of causes within one paragraph or a lot of effects in one paragraph. If there's a chain of causes like I just talked about, then compile that properly. Make sure your evidence is reliable, and then you've got these transitional terms. As a result, consequently, thus, hence, therefore, for this reason, since, because, it is due to. And then you have transitions of addition, also in addition, additionally, furthermore. You could stop the video here and just copy those. All right. Also, you make sure you have all significant causes. Don't leave. Now you may have 20 causes. You don't need to list all the causes. Just what are the main ones, the most significant. But make sure you don't leave a very significant one out. If you have a causal chain, then make sure you sum that up. Be careful of oversimplifying things. This is a problem that we have in our modern day. Things are more complex than people want to have to deal with. So I mean, I think this is why conspiracy theories exist. It makes it easy for people because if there's a conspiracy, we don't have to deal with the complexities of an issue. It's usually stupid people who believe in conspiracy theories. People are too lazy to goddamn think for themselves. And assume a link that does not exist. So be careful of that. So the one, because something happens prior, doesn't mean that it's the cause of an effect. So be careful of that. All right, so this ends the first half of this. That wasn't too bad, 11 minutes. And then, once you've absorbed this, they go on to the second half, which will be the actual writing of the essay.